Hey guys, so I'm here with a video today for the beginner sewing kit. I get asked all the time, hey, I'm going to start sewing. What do I need? That's the number one question. So here we go. First things first, you don't need everything in this picture at the very beginning, but they are all good things to have starting out. Simply because when you start a project, you don't want to have to go to the store in the middle of the project. I know how that is, trying to get to Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Joann's or any other kind of craft or fabric store. So here we go. First, you're going to need some pins. Now, I have some of my pins here. I always get the ones with the little bulbs on the top. This particular case came with the set that I purchased when I purchased my sewing machine. I actually got my sewing machine and a desk for a good price. And there's a lot of things in this picture that came with all of that. But I have different sets of pins because you can never have too many pins. So there's pins everywhere. Next, you're going to need measuring tape. You're going to need something to measure with, whether it's a ruler, I have a yardstick here, any kind of tool to make sure that you have the right measurements. Here we have some seam rippers. You don't want to have to use these, but let's be realistic here. Sometimes we mess up when we have to rip seams. So these will come in very handy. Make sure you have some of those. Next, we have some washers here. Me personally, I use these to hold down the patterns when I'm cutting my fabric. Instead of buying those pattern weights that you see online or in Joann's or any other craft place, because they're usually pretty expensive. But these I paid, I believe, 10 cents a piece. I have a lot of them, but these are the only ones that I can find at the moment. Next here we have a seam gauge. You really won't need this in the beginning of your sewing, but this is a good tool to have if you're going to do like garment sewing or anything like that, to measure your seams. Here we have a bobbin case holder. I have my embroidery thread at the top, but I do have a lot of empty bobbin cases lying around. So usually if I see one, I'll pick it up and put it in here just in case, I need to make my own thread with a bunch of my different colors that I have. But it's always good to have a case just so you can keep your hands on your bobbin cases. Here we have some bias tape. You really need this if you're going to be garment sewing. Make sure that you get a bunch of colors. They're not that expensive. Here I didn't pay $1.79 because I usually catch Hobby Lobby when they're having a sale. So you want to get those. Any kind of notions, if you could catch them on sale, get them pretty much. Because you're going to need, at one point in time, you're going to need some kind of notion. So if you already have them on hand, then you're pretty much good to go. I have some buttons here. Buttons and zippers are always good to have. When you get to the point where you know how to insert a zipper into something, you'll want to have some good zippers on hand. Here I have some thread. I have lots and lots of thread. This here particularly is my embroidery thread. So if you do appliques or any kind of project like that, or any kind of embroidery projects, you'll need some embroidery thread. I bought this particular thread from Amazon. It came in a case of about 50 in all different colors that you'll ever need. Here I have some thread I purchased at Walmart. I usually get all the colors that I can find. Hobby Lobby, Joann's, anywhere you go, they have all the thread that you need. I have all colors. This particular case here, I got this when I purchased my sewing machine. As I said, it came with the desk and the sewing machine, and all of this thread that you see in here came with that. Okay. These here are fabric scissors. You'll notice those when you go in the store. They pretty much all look like this, different shapes, but they're usually all the silver color or gold. These were $35. I purchased those at Walmart, and I only use these scissors for fabric. I don't use them for paper. I don't use them for anything else other than fabric. These, also purchased from Walmart, are my paper scissors. I don't use them for anything else, only paper. These are called pinking shears. These I usually use when I'm garment sewing to cut the fabric to keep it from fraying. So I don't have a serger, so I use these for that. These I received in my Cricut kit. So sometimes I'll use it to with my Cricut projects to cut paper, and I'll also use them if I need to cut thread, or if I have them lying in front of me, I'll use them to cut thread. This is a rotary cutter. This will change your life. If you don't have one of these, make sure that you get one. Sometimes I use it to cut fabric. I don't have a self-healing mat, so I don't like to use it because, as you can see, I have a granite table and my husband will kill me if I cut it up. So I haven't really been using this, but it is good for fabric. It's also good to cut paper. If you want to get a couple of these with a self-healing mat, this will definitely change your life. Here we have some safety pins. You can never have too many safety pins. Make sure you keep those on hand for inserting elastic, to hold things in place. Safety pins have several uses. I also have tweezers. I also use tweezers. The same thing I use the seam rippers for. Sometimes to rip seams. If I can't find any of my seam rippers, I always have something lying around to snip my seams. And last but not least, fabric. You will need, if you're sewing, bottom line, you're gonna need fabric. This fabric, these are fat quarters. I purchased these at Walmart for $1 each. You can't go wrong with that for small projects, for large projects, any kind of project. You will need fabric. Now, if you're just starting out and you don't want to buy all of these things separate, they do sell the complete sets like this, and it comes with every single thing that you'll need other than a sewing machine. It comes with safety pins and regular pins, sewing needles, measuring tape, seam ripper, thread, buttons, everything. I have another one here, Cracker Spread. Also, this one has scissors in it. The other one doesn't have scissors because my friend gave this to me, and she couldn't bring it into work with the scissors in it, so she had to take the scissors out. This one also was a Christmas present from one of my friends. They know that I love crafting and sewing and everything, so they buy me these things for Christmas. I love them. You can never have too much of anything that comes in this kit. This one also comes with everything you need. Comes with needles and scissors and seam ripper, button, pins, fabric, not fabric, I'm sorry, thread, everything. Now you're asking, is that everything I need? What else do I need? Last but certainly not least, you will need a sewing machine. This is the one that I'm currently using. It's the Project Runway Limited Edition computerized sewing machine. Like I said earlier, I received this sewing machine along with the desk and also this box that stacks on top of each other with all of the thread and notions and pretty much everything I needed to get started with sewing. The person that was selling this was an elderly woman who had been sewing all her life, and she wanted to give all of the things away together. So I took everything, and it came filled. All of these safety pins and thread and the notions and everything came with that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Drop your questions down below in the comments section, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you need. Soon I'll be doing a garment sewing beginners sewing kit. That way, if you're just doing garments, you're not doing crafts or anything, there's some different things you're going to need. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.